that for a second. Yeah.
You're not even talking on the mic. You're saying 1, 2. You're a rapper now.
Good.
I've always wanted to be there.
It's never too late.
True.
I can introduce you to a rapper.
Hey, let's make it happen.
Hey, have you met Aya?
So stupid.
Actually, he has a song like I'm so.
Yeah. No, I was checking something. I wasn't talking.
No, your hand is on the mic.
I know, because I wasn't talking. I was checking.
I would like to do this.
Don't listen to him.
Where you can lie. I'm lying, but the camera is on. We will see.
Yeah,
you will see.
When I am finished with you.
When I'm through with you. Oh, wow.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Now we're talking.
Yes.
Cool. Ibra, how we looking? You good? All right, cool.
With the dip though?
Bawo said, how are we looking? Just kidding.
No, I am waiting. I'm not just going to be using my voice for free.
Oh, wow.
Sorry. What's going on here?
Sorry.
It's not a freestyle.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Influencer.
Welcome, people.
Welcome, everyone. It's Wahala, the podcast.
How you feeling, bro?
You know what? I don't know how I'm feeling.
What?
I don't.
What? That was a horrible
I don't
start.
like how you're looking at me right now.
No, I'm interested. I'm making eye contact. How are you feeling? I care. I care about you, bro.
Don't care about me.
All right, cool. Say no more.
Boom.
I've learned.
People are just throwing things around this room.
Yeah, there are UFOs all over the place.
Why is there violence?
You know what I mean?
Why is there violence? We just got here.
Violence.
From our guests too. Usually it's you.
We even wow.
You know, that's we have to introduce the guest so in case anything happens, we get a name quick. You feel me? So today we have a Fetty special guest.
Fetty what?
Scatter. What?
You said Fetty. I was
That's what you
confused.
scatter the place I was going.
I'm not scattering anything.
Anyway, I don't have your time.
I'm not scattering this place like you scatter your babe.
Wow, this is a family show.
I'm sorry.
What's going on? My mother listens to the show, sir.
Mama Bao.
Address her, please.
I'm apologize.
There you go.
I'm very much apologize.
There we go. Now we're talking.
It's his fault. But to God, to Jesus be my glory.
And that's how you end the movie. But now, today we have Tolani Alli. No, you're not hearing me. One more time.
No, clap for yourself.
No, you're doing too much. No. But for real though, in the building we have a world-class famous.
She's very famous.
Famous photographer. You know, she has the green check on top of her name. You know, these are big things. There are things happening. She's capturing it.
Guy, she came in, first of all, when she came in the room, and she looked like a border patrol in Canada.
Wow, with the hat. The hat was smooth.
I said,
I mean, this is
different something.
This is Usher pre-confessions, pre-EPIs, pre-STDs, all that. This is the good Usher.
This is the Usher before
This is Usher before he was in the bad side of church.
Before Chile found out he had one on the way.
Whoa, bro. Remember the limited edition STDs Usher had?
I don't remember any limited any STD anything.
Mans was passing them things out, bro.
How did you
Usher?
Were you there?
It was in the news.
Which news?
One of your ex told me about him.
One of my
Is it? No, I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong. Sorry, I brought up the wrong. I'm talking to the wrong person. I'm sorry. No, I am so. I'd like to apologize on that. Anyway, Tolani, how you feeling today?
You see now. You see where this is going.
No. I just picked the wrong
Remember, Mama's
person.
On the show, though.
Right.
You know.
Talk about it, please.
Well done.
Tolani, welcome. How you feeling?
Welcome.
Hey, it's really good to be here, guys.
We welcome you like our parents. Welcome, my dear.
Really good to be here.
How is your mom?
Dadawa.
Are we doing closed captioning?
I wasn't sure if I was speaking about Hausa for 2 seconds.
Right.
Dadawa. Is that
how many languages do you speak? So we gotta find out. What do you understand?
Yoruba and English.
Wow. all these trips to the north, we're We're not finagling it. You move with a translator,
just take the photos
and that's it.
Just laugh when they laugh.
People are yelling at you. You're like,
She's click, click, click.
right.
She's in the north. They're like, knock one out. She's like,
Laugh your coat.
There you go. She got responses though. You just got to know, because I would imagine the streets of the north, you got to finagle your way through. It's not just a smile. I feel like, I'm not saying good or bad things about the north, but I feel like,
so how long have you been friends with Jon Snow since you're in the north so much?
Wow.
I don't watch Game of Thrones.
Okay, well, thank you for coming. Just end it.
Thank you
I
for
get the beat. I was waiting for that.
So tell us a little bit more about yourself. Where were you born and raised? For those of us here that aren't very familiar, tell us more about Tolani.
Tolani, born in Lagos.
Lagos.
Ooh.
Which part of Lasgudi?
Ikeja.
Oh, wow.
Which part?
GRA. But grew up in the States actually. Raised in Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Michigan.
Michigan.
Which part?
Flint, Michigan.
Oh, wow.
Flint in the building.
Shit.
A bit of Ikeja, Flint, So went to school there and went to college there as well.
In Flint?
In Flint.
So you have to shower with that water.
It wasn't
This was
bad
before.
then,
This was before the water change.
How do you know?
This is before. Why do you think she?
No.
Okay.
But I used to pay crazy water bills though. But
That's why she's a superhero.
That's why.
That's why.
The water changed things. I got you.
Actually, I was going to school to study medicine. Crazy stuff.
That's why Nigeria things.
Nigeria things, doctor, And from there, just fell in love with photography. And when that thing starts and you start putting the books to the side. And,
your parents flog you.
Oh my God, that's another story.
No, it's part of this story.
It's part of the, I know. But father wants you to be a doctor.
And then you're like,
what? Exactly. And, started photography and, I actually started with weddings. Everybody does, I think, at some point.
Because there's always a Nigerian getting married somewhere.
Exactly. Funny enough, I shot. It was a Nigerian wedding, Nigerian and Australian wedding, but yeah.
Oh wow!
She gave the face like the flexing was about to start. I shot Malam.
He only owns half of Kaduna.
Malam
He's
Shehu.
working hard.
Like wow, Malam Shehu. Who Malam Shehu like that?
They were killing
casually.
They were killing the run behind the DJ booth to make sure as before the vows.
That's not all they were killing. Sorry, you have to go back to the north. Let's be respectful.
Okay, please do not get this lady attacked when she's back in Nigeria.
Bring back our podcast.
I just need everyone to know this is all Sunday. I love my Northerners. I feel like you guys have something good going there.
Straight up to the north. I was in Canada last week actually.
See?
Well
Well done.
Please,
North is beautiful, beautiful culture.
Please greet all of them for me.
Definitely. They would love to have you. Wow.
Goats. I like goats.
Wow.
Today,
Greatest of all time?
You're
Greatest of all time?
bro.
I like the north.
But you like the greatest.
You know how many Fulani? What?
Not touching this topic.
You know how many?
I'm not.
You're right. Actually, I can't say that because they're not. You know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna leave that topic.
Right, please.
You don't confirm knowing Fulani women. You don't ever do that.
If you're not Fulani.
If you're not Fulani.
Yeah, you've never met a Fulani woman or talked to.
Wow.
Because there's this whole thing with Fulani women not talking to people outside of their.
Shout out to the Saronias.
Right. So if you've ever dated a Fulani woman, you've technically never dated.
Shout out to all the Saronias over there.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, Tolani, back to. So now you started with weddings.
Yeah.
So did you like full blown move from here to Nigeria knowing that's what you wanted to do, or the opportunity came and you're like, you know what, let me give this a chance a little more?
Well, so getting ready to go to med school, I'll go home for Christmas.
Okay.
And a friend of mine at the time was working with CNN, and they just wanted to do something on governance. And I was like, I think I can, hook up with like a governor or something. And
wow, couple
like not
I don't know
oh my
hookup.
God, like
Get out of here.
I know it's hook up, but when I hook up, it's a governor. I see you. Talk your shit.
no, I mean in terms of I had that access to a governor to kind of get photos and at the time there wasn't really anything like that in Nigeria. Like no documentation of how Pizzuza covered Obama, and there was nothing like that in Nigeria. And even if it had been, it wasn't like a 24/7, 7 days. You see everything they do every day.
That's dope.
So
in a way, you kind of became Linda Iketa because Linda Ikeji exists.
Yeah, actually, let me take that back. There was, but it was only Lagos State, and that was for Fashola.
Yes.
Oh, that's dope.
Yes,
he did
Fashola.
brand himself in that way.
He did. Shout out to Lakesh. But
I don't shout out any Nigerian. I don't shout out any Nigerian governor. I'm sorry, but carry on.
No. That's not the governor. That's the photographer.
Oh, Lakesh. Okay, I thought you were shouting out any part.
Oh,
no. I'm sorry. No. We don't shout out Nigerian governors. I'm sorry.
When last man stops you,
then you shout out. Baba, that's you.
Chairman, sir.
You're right.
I greet.
anything for the boys.
I have it all for the boys.
Anything for the boys.
Yeah, but
violence immediately.
there wasn't it wasn't as, and especially that was the time social media was starting to come alive, and I went to cover a governor's birthday, and they loved the pictures, and then one thing moved to another, and then it was campaign time, and in Oyo State this was going to be the first time a governor would try to go for 2 terms, because there's never been a governor in the history of Oyo State that has done more than 1 term. So I was like, man, this is the verge of history, and there's no photography, no storytelling. And my parents are from Oyo State, and we used to go back home, go visit our grandfather and our grandparents, and Ibadan is home.
That's where my father is from.
Hey, shout out to Ibadan.
Also,
I'm reloaded.
Musa is also from me, but he won't tell you because the name is Musa. He's also from there.
He's not.
He's not?
He's from the north.
How do you know?
We had this whole thing.
How do you know he's from the north, though?
So we have our help, Musa, right? He's right behind there. He's here, but he's not.
It's in spirit.
So Musa is our equilibrium, basically. He's
our designated northerner.
Right. He basically he gets everything done for us. If you need water now, we'll call Musa. Water will come. You need some calls, emails sent. We get all that done. So right, Musa is behind the camera.
Who's the Nigerian president that is from the north, but some people think he was Yoruba, or he had some Yoruba ancestry? I can't remember the name right now. Not Babangida.
Wait, we have Nigerian presidents? Wow. So yeah.
I gotta remember. It's gonna bother me now.
No, have fun with that. Who are your Nigerian presidents?
No, he's how he was raised by Hausas.
What's a president? Define a president.
Jesus is Lord.
Define a president real quick.
Someone that governs a nation.
Oh, so who would you say has governed Nigeria?
For the last 3 decades?
Okay, cool. All right, anyway, we're not touching that topic.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to come for your family, not my own.
You felt there was a need for storytelling.
There was a gap, and there wasn't really any documentation. So I covered the birthday, cool stuff, and then campaign time came, and it's like, yeah, Tolani, why don't you stay back? I'm like, no, man, that'll kill me.
Right,
I have to go back to school,
Oh, okay.
And I remember going home and saying, hey, Dad, they offered me this opportunity, but I was just like, I'm going back to school. But I was like, why not? You can just take a semester off. And
wow. Your parents, legends.
There's a twist.
Sorry.
So cover the campaign, and I think that was really when I discovered that this is kind of what I want to do for, the rest of my life, kind of, in the sense that I fell in love with it. We'll come back home at 6 a.m. and then we'll be up again at 8 a.m. And I have this bundle of energy that I can't even, account for. And I'm just like, man, medical school started becoming a thing of the past, like medicine. And at the time I wanted to be that person that discovered the cure for cancer. So that was what drove me. But then that started changing. It was storytelling, telling this story, going on this campaign, and then just transversing with this community. So I got to see the state my parents were from a whole different perspective, a whole different vibe. Very confident, very bold to really showcase that story. And at the time too, there weren't any women in that. People would look at me at first, they're shocked that a woman. And then I used to climb trees and climb buses and just to get shots, And I really fell in love. So I came back to the States after the campaign was over. He won everything. And then that was all I thought about. Like, I would sit down all day editing pictures. I couldn't really even go back to my life. Like, I was just, man, this is all I want to do. Until you pick up the phone and call dad. And we had like a huge fight. Like, hell no, over my dead body. That kind of thing. And we didn't talk. But my mom was like so cool because I think another cheat code I had was my dad had a front row seat to see how I loved what I was doing, because he got to see me work. He got to see how happy I was. He got to see how happy it made me. And he got to see, you just see your kids being themselves. You don't kind of want to rob them of that. But my mom saw that instantly. She's like, you know what? Whatever you want to do, I'll support you. And my dad picked up. And so that was the story. And literally the next couple of like years or months was just fighting my way through, because campaign, especially when it's time for politics, everybody believes that you need that photographer. Like, when you're trying to get into any political office, you bring everybody together because you don't know who. So at the time where you think even your value is understood, it's not really understood because they're trying to win. So they take in everything. Then once you win, it's a different ballgame entirely, because you don't really think you need that anymore. You just think, and growing up, it was just like, you take pictures when you look your best. You take pictures when you're going out. So there's no African mentality of taking a picture while you're in the office rolling your sleeves up. You always feel like you have to be prim and proper. And it took a while to change that perspective, to let people be like, you know what, let me just come and document you, while you're doing what you do. Day, I mean, it took a long time for him. At one point, I'll be taking pictures and he'll put his hands like on his lips. I'm like, man, that's my shot. And then he sees me and he takes it. I was like, oh, fuck. It's like, no, but that's actually the shot,
Action shots.
But fighting that way through, especially as a woman, God, that...
Like giving directions for them to take.
Not even only that, it's just sometimes people will see you. I remember someone coming up to him and was like, the two of you, I don't trust you. And my camera literally fell down from my hand because I was like, what the freak? Like,
why wouldn't he? I don't understand.
Because man and woman.
Man and woman. Like, a woman working for you is like, maybe she's your side chick and you give her a camera just to keep her around. And it took a long time to fight that perception. Like, people would look at me and be like, a woman with a camera. And then they see you at work.
They're shooting blue film.
Because Nigeria
that, and so
very misogynist.
And that also
society.
kills your access, because also your subject doesn't want to be seen
in
too close to you. Like, because it's just kind of like they'll think of something else, and fighting that perception, fighting that whole, and then they see you at work and they're like, okay. And then they come with this other judgment, like, she's a man. This one now, woman's man. And they're like, no, like, I can be girl, I can be. So, I mean, but discovering, photography was a whole new journey that allowed me to express myself in places I'd never seen before. And it also opened the doors for you to really understand, because when you're with a camera, you see, I say a prayer every morning, God, allow me to create images that will stand the test of time, and allow me to see beyond the naked eye. And I can say for a fact that you do see beyond the naked eye, because there's a vulnerability, that comes with it. But so that's just like, a little about me, my background, and it was just funny. It's just like, young kid coming back home, because this was where my parents grew up. They were born, they were raised there. Even my grandfather lived. So one of the coolest parts during the campaign was, it was 2015. We're on a bus, right? These big double-decker buses, right? And the governor is on one bus, and I'm documenting him. And then my grandfather comes out from his veranda, in my father's like childhood home, and is waving, and I get to document that. That was like where everything came full cycle.
Amazing.
And that's just how much you're passionate. I don't know if medicine could even
give you that,
fulfill that joy. And then when he died, the governor saw the photo and framed it, because he's just like, whoa, like, this man came out, to wave. And just
the symbolism behind it.
That's your personal story. That's something
that's
to
a huge story.
Take away from that. But yeah, that's
awesome.
That's a little bit about me. I think.
Cool. I wanted, when you were talking about states, I wanted to ask you, I hate to like just pivot to something else, but we've been having a lot more Nigerians go back home, whether it be for work, for vacation. There's the Lagos and the December in Lagos, December in Accra. Of all the places you've gone, like outside of Lagos, because I've always wondered why people don't go to the other states. I feel like I feel like Igbo people do better at it, of going to their village and seeing their family more than any other tribe. Why? What states do you think, like, if people were to go to, would be shocked on, you know, how beautiful it is, how, you know, like they're comparable to where it is they're coming from outside of Lagos? Or do you think there's a lot more development to be made in all these places?
Well, while there is, Oyo State is so beautiful.
Like outside of, because I feel
outside
like that's
of
where
Lagos,
you're from.
Oyo State, yeah. But
outside
even
of where
aside
you're
from
from,
that, coming from America, that was new for me.
right?
That was really new. So I mean, obviously, I've lived there over time, and you know, gotten used to it. So that's home now. But man, one place I was recently was Kano. I mean, I was in love with Kano, and then we went to Nasarawa. And
I heard Nassau was beautiful, the forest and shit.
very, very, like, or even in the southwestern
Don't they
states,
have like waterfalls there?
waterfalls and just the colors. I spent a day with the Emir of Kano 2 weeks ago. So
Small flex.
no, this is definitely not.
I spent the day with
Small
Small
boy.
Boy.
I call him Junior because I know he's father too.
Sometimes
Small boy.
on the weekends I hang out with Beyonce, but you know, you hang out with the Emir of
Shots.
Kano.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, come on.
Shit.
No. He's a good guy. He has a good
Does he
heart.
have a hive?
He works.
Oh my god.
No, what's his name?
Emir hive?
Connive.
Connive. Wow.
Yeah.
That actually works.
I
That's
know.
Nigeria. Connive.
Oh wow. This is not my place. It's not my place to touch on that.
You guys
topic.
are on one, man.
No,
You sure
they
that
make
kettle
Kano-
corn doesn't have something in it?
It might, but you had some too. So I guess we're all here now.
It's a party.
Sorry.
No, yeah. So tell us more about
Your friend.
You know,
Your friend.
Oh my god.
That guy. Yeah.
Your homie.
And
You guys airdrop each other?
Of course now. Of course now.
You guys send pictures to each other in airdrop?
Yeah, have you seen this? Have you seen this, bro?
Yeah.
Memes in each other's DMs.
wow.
He got an Instagram?
Of course. Well, not a public one that you know about.
He's like Jay-Z. He got the
there's
private
one,
joint.
Yeah. There's one.
Ain't no Jigga?
There's one. Oh.
Ain't no Emir?
We're saying that's definitely Jay. That's not Jay.
All right.
That's not Jay.
You're right. I didn't say it was Jay.
Alright, cool.
For the record, I did not say it's Jay.
You never said that.
I didn't say it.
Back
You said
to
it.
back to her homeboy. Yeah.
Yeah, back to, you know. Yo, isn't it lit to have like royal people in your circle? Don't look at me.
No, she's here.
Don't look at me.
She's giving us
Don't
a
look at me.
connection to the powers that be. I'm not saying anything about you.
Okay.
She's.
Just don't look at me.
You're right. Sorry. So how was it with
Yeah.
okay.
It was so for me, I got to experience Nigeria in a way that most people don't even know about.
She just flexed on us again. She basically just said,
Yeah, broke niggas don't have to see Nigeria
I've never
like
had
this.
pure water. I've never.
Y'all drinking pure water in 2019?
Y'all eat Indomie?
And Jesus still loves you?
Fire.
Y'all eat
You haven't
Gala?
had Indomie. You haven't lived.
Look at these peasants eating Gala.
So when you eat Scotch egg, is it from chicken egg still?
Scotch egg.
Mr. Big.
Bro, it could not be me. Geese eggs.
Geese
people went
eggs.
to.
And wow.
She doesn't go to ShopRite. ShopRite comes to her.
Airdrop deliveries
Oh,
now.
that'd be
She doesn't
nice.
ShopRite. She shops left.
Wow, you're being a Nigerian dad now. You're taking it there. So
Someday
carry
we
on.
rolling.
Right.
No, but it was
You know where the ballots went during the presidential election? You know.
what? Huh?
You know where the ballots went.
Oh wow!
knows.
Oh no, I'm not.
It's fine. The Emir told you, right?
Don't
No, it's fine,
ignore
it's
this.
fine.
Ignore
It's
him.
fine, it's fine, it's
Did you hear what he said?
So
See?
the great thing about my work is you're invisible and you're with the camera.
Right.
So
Intentional.
your work is to focus on your subject and the story that you're trying to tell. And that also gets you into places in the sense that you most of the time what you know and how you go in, like as a photographer, a documentary photographer, you should never assume and just come in and say, oh, this is how things are going to be.
Right.
Because it makes it difficult for you to adapt when the time comes. So most of the time, like I was there and they were like, oh no, you have to go. If you enter the palace, right? the MS Palace, they have just beautiful architecture, right? And most of the times you see it's just like walking into this room and you say, oh man, this is dope framing, this is dope light, but then culture sometimes, culture it stops that. Like, oh, no, you can't just go there. You can't just...
Gotcha.
But the beautiful thing about being a documentary photographer and not speaking the same language is also playing ignorant to get what you want.
To like tradition and all that.
So it's like he's coming down the stairs. I'm like, man, imagine this picture. And like, no. So they're saying in Hausa, stop. I know they're saying stop, but obviously I acted like I didn't know because I needed the shot.
They're listening to this episode. It's all over, Jackie. Sorry.
So you speak Hausa now.
Pull up, nigga. Pull up. Just pull up.
Get out of here. Drop
Do
it.
me a favor, please. Get out of here.
There you go.
There we go. But no, and I got to experience the Hausa culture in a very different way and see the human side and see the family side and see the royal side and just be able to tell that story. And not only that, the bar for like it's Hausa Dashe or something. I'm not saying it right, but it always happens like a day after Salah. Mm-hmm. And the best horseback ride, it's just like polo, but polo with their turbans. And
yeah, I see the pictures all the time.
It was
in your picture.
Oh man, can I like it's fucking epic, like mind blowing. Like you didn't even feel like you were getting a shot. Like I went there with my colleague and he's like, T, we gotta come back here. Like we gotta come back
just
here.
For like chilling.
Just not even just for the chilling, just the vibe. Like people were climbing like trees.
So you're bringing us to the north, is what you're saying?
Man, Kilishi too is dope, yo.
It's better in the north, I'm guessing. Like,
Kilishi, man. That Kilishi is fire, man.
These are things I care about. Is it that much different than Lagos Suya?
Hell yeah. Like, and then they kill Ram.
Hell yeah.
They kill Ram. And if you've not had Ram Suya, you've not lived. Like, you have not lived. Like,
can we borrow a slight portion of your wealth just so we can
we'll bring it back.
Actually it's not even about the beautiful thing to I say about documentary is that you can't form Porsche or can't form I can't sleep here or I can't do this because for you to tell their story you have to live their life. You have to understand what they're going through. You have to get down and dirty. Like man,
she just thought about some shit.
You know that look.
She just thought about like to breathing in gutter.
No, like next one animal. See alarm clock.
I always tell people like you have style, right? My brother always says something like, be stylish, be iconic with your style. We were at the presidential inauguration, right?
Small thing again.
And not small thing. I mean, a small thing. Very, very small
I woke up and decided to go see the president at his inauguration. So Buhari decided, you know what? Why not?
Let her in.
Because why not?
I winked at him from the door. I said, Boo.
BYN.
It's me.
Buhari said, he just said BYN. He texted you and he doesn't even know how to use a phone.
What does BYN stand for?
Because why not?
Oh, wow. Okay.
You drop a beat for that.
I thought it sounded, I wouldn't even tell you what I think it stands for.
And because it's Nigerians, the Y is not W.
No, why? You are saving letters. You have to save letters.
Because why not?
So I had this, I don't know where I thought I was coming to all white party, but I had this white outfit on. And I needed to get a shot. And the best place to get that shot was to be on the floor. And then my colleagues were just fighting. Like, man, you're going to stay in your clothes. I'm just like, nah, man. If I go home and I have like really clean clothes and I have shitty pictures, then what am I living for? But I have stained clothes and I have dope-ass pictures, then we win it. It was worth everything. So being in that culture and seeing Kano from a different perspective, that was amazing. It was phenomenal. In fact, going to even a story that most people wouldn't want to shoot was me going to the Niger Delta. And I was doing a story for Guardian UK and we focused on how the oil spill affected the lives of women in the Delta. And taking off your shoes. I don't even know what I was thinking. I wore white sneakers. just like, oh, I'll be able to walk
flexing now.
Just
say money now people.
She left out one piece of the story.
Dangote still there for more.
Look at who you choose to associate yourself with. We're catching the vibes. Carry on.
But and we had to like walk in that oil because I had to get those pictures. Because what's the point of you traveling all the way across to be there to tell that story? And you're not in, like, and then it will be saucy.
How long is that trip, by the way? I'm sure.
No, it's just it's like you flew like to Port Harcourt, and then you drive. And just being able to enter those like oil spills in it and just take those pictures. The only thing I even protected was my camera. I didn't even protect myself because for me it was that ability to tell that story. So it's like a catch-22. Like, okay, it's nice. You guys fly. You do all this cool stuff. But then when you guys go there, right, and see all these things, and then in the pictures don't tell that story, you failed as a photographer. True. You failed. You've not done well, and that's one of the things I am really pushing to change. The narrative that people come into Africa and say this is how we are, or come into Nigeria and say this is how we are. We don't tell our own story. Imagine coming into Harlem and saying, oh, they do drugs. Some New Yorkers will be on you like real quick. Like you will lose everything you know about because you came in and stepped on. Like you fucked with the wrong one. But in Nigeria, they come in and just like, oh, Lagos is the dirtiest. Motherfucker, you haven't even been to Lagos. Like, how do you know? Like, so that story for me is what I'm pushing. Like, we have to own that story. We have to, like that Dabar, like, it's better than any horse polo show you've ever been to because these guys, horse polo in London, you just your hat.
It's dry. You don't have to say anything. It's very dry.
In the bars, they have like turbans, and then they have like there was one photo I took. Like guy had like all the swords and knife and then he had to hold like those in African magic, all those belebe pots, those juju pots. And the guy was holding it and throwing it and having to hold the horse, and they're all displaying because Emir is like the royalty, like is the sovereign. Kind of and they're trying to impress him and seeing that culture. Imagine that being told. Like New York Times comes and does a story on that, and then, you see that, and then you start to appreciate the African the African culture for what it is and what it should be.
Absolutely.
So that's
I love that.
Yeah, and that's why I asked about the traveling outside Lagos thing, because I feel like it doesn't happen. Like for the people who it needs to, like who really needs, because a lot of people now, they tell you they're Nigerian, they're African, whatever it is, but they only visit the big cities. Yeah, they only visit the big cities and maybe the surrounding place. Like I don't think people make it to Badagry when they go to they go there for the slave trade info.
Thing,
so it's like there's just so many cities, and every time I like run into an IG page and it's like pictures of the north or down or in the south, it's like it's so impressive what's going on in Nigeria outside of obviously all the madness and the lack of everything, whether it be clean water, energy, whatever it is, or roads. But there's just so much culture in Nigeria, and I feel like Nigerians want a story told of them that's not really the genuine story. And obviously you taking time out to travel to these places and getting pictures out there to, tell the story as it should be. It's a big deal because I'm from Delta State, and now we've had a whole bunch of people affected by the whole spill.
Oh man.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like the tradition, like I remember like back in the days now, the Olu, like the amount of power he had over our culture. Like if you're in Warri and he sees a girl and he points at the girl, that's his wife.
That's his wife, right?
That's it.
Same in Oyo.
So like, like if you have a beautiful daughter, you don't even have.
You forgot my last name.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just saying to the people as well. It's like, so there's just so much history and culture that we don't get to tell, and it still goes on. But it's like people. There's more to Nigeria than Lagos.
There's more to it.
Because now people go December, they'll be there from Christmas to New Year, past New Year, and don't even leave state lines.
No.
You know what I mean? They go high. They go to island and they main, and then like, all right, we've done it. But there's so much more. So that's why when you said we knew you were coming, I was like, I would love this conversation on Nigeria, because you have somebody who gets to travel and capture, moments and images, and hopefully bring people in, because we get to see it from our social media accounts and love it, but I could only imagine like being in these places. And obviously the North has this bad rap which they've earned. I'm sorry, they've earned it, because it's not like oh, somebody else is doing it. There's citizens in the north doing what they're doing, but there's so much more to it, because bad news moves faster
than good news.
But there's just so much more to it. So I wanted you. That's why I was looking for like the richness and the beauty in the north that we don't get to appreciate because of all that goes on.
Agreed. And let's even put the politics to the side. Like I have a lot of people in my family that, live in the north, live all over Nigeria, right? But growing up, I used to ask my parents, how come we only talk about what's going on in Lagos? How come we don't talk about what's going on in Ibadan, like where my parents are from? And they go, oh, no, you have family in Kaduna and Kano and all that. If you want to go there, just go. I said, but everything I'm seeing online, it's telling me that this is not a place to be right now. They're like, oh no, you can't look at that. You just go there. So I agree. I think it's one of those things where if you don't have relations that are in those places, nobody's sending you to these places.
Even for NYSC too.
Yeah. And because we talk about infrastructure too. Here in the States, even if my parents say, I don't want you going to this place,
to Wyoming or something. Yeah.
There's enough infrastructure here where I can take an Uber to Wyoming if I want.
Exactly.
I'll pay for it, but I can get there. I can take a train. I can take a plane. A flame.
A flame.
I just invented a flame.
It's so crazy though. Like, and that's, I always ask people like, okay, so it's just like Lagos. You can use Lagos as an example. So people come and tell stories about Makoko, right? But where do they stay do they stay in Makoko or they stay in Continental Hotel on the island? I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Like where it is,
like they come and tell a story about Makoko, but is that where they're staying? While they're there?
I was told yes. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
they stay in the hotels.
They stay in the hotels, and that's what I'm saying. Like
how?
Okay, so Kano has one of the beautiful hotels I've ever seen. Okay. Like 5 freaking star hotel, that doesn't surprise everything. Me at all. But
they like nice things.
You would never know. And that's one thing about the North, that while they get up, for the violence and everything, when people go there, where do they actually stay? What don't they, man, I've never seen bluer skies in Nigeria than the North.
Of course, that's where all the money's going.
Blue skies, just a beautiful tradition. Just a sense of peace and like, I remember one time when we were in like Castina and just going by. For at the time, the driver got tired of me because he just stopped. Let me take this picture. Stop. Let me take this picture. Stop. Let me take this picture. Because there's so much beauty surrounding the environment and the people that people always only tell one side of the story.
And people are happier there because of the environment.
Exactly. And
so when we talk about Nigerian people that are unhappy, they're usually talking about people that are around Lagos or outside of Lagos.
Wealthy, stress, everything.
Because it's a lot going on, but not a lot of people see the blue skies, cleaner air.
And that's why I keep saying that sometimes we're focusing on the wrong issues. Like, okay, being in Kano, for instance, there's this man, wealthy, like Dangote's uncle, like Dantata, and
you see,
they do. Your family. Hear me. They do like this thing where they feed, women, and they feed kids, and just taking care of the community.
Yeah.
So I walk in with my camera and I see them just shouting, and I'm taking pictures. And I thought they were hailing, the men passing by. And no, it was me, because they had never seen...
Record that?
No, they had never seen a woman in that kind of position before. Like, one of the things that helped me, especially being in Kano, is that first of all, people are shocked to see that a woman is in it. So before they're trying to grasp that, you've already gone past and gotten what you wanted. So it doesn't even take time. They don't have that much time to assimilate that fact. And to me, especially in Africa, in Nigeria, these are the things we need to push, because people, when they tell those kind of stories, everyone wants to tell the story that sells. But then, your parents too, they're very protective of us. Absolutely. African parents are, even your neighbor's house. Like, it can be like a white kid. Like, no, you're going there for 5 minutes. I watch all this serial stuff. So that's how it is in Nigeria. You hear the bad stuff. But when we go there, how come we come back with... I came back from Kano fresher than ever, man. Water is so clean.
Jesus.
Like, water is so clean. I felt good.
Skin glowing.
You know what I'm saying?
More fast.
So I mean,
being
but
broke at
you know,
it is a horrible
they
thing.
won't
We're gonna make it
even-
one day, bro.
We thank God for the ability to flex in like that.
Check you guys out.
No, but-
you guys are fresh to death.
Yeah, right.
Feeling like Wells. We should call it
There's a
paparazzi
reason-
on y'all.
There's a reason she ain't come with a camera. She's like, look at those struggle faces. I mean, I'm gonna waste light bulb on there. Nah, but my
These
thing,
guys had Burger King today.
you can tell. They're eating
I've
fast
been
food.
craving. I've been
I
craving.
had shawarma and Gala King today.
Just small things. Small
I've been-
things.
I've been
Not
craving-
Gala. Oh.
Gala King.
Gala King.
It's only in Kano.
Okay.
Access to him here only.
She
Okay.
has Shiro flown to her
Small things now. On top of camel.
on top.
But now as you're saying as a female photographer, because
Well done.
like in
Well done,
getting
sir.
used to the situation in which you know you're walking into a room and there's a shock that's gonna happen. Because I remember like when you go to Asian countries, right? You're used
Asian
to
countries?
you're used to like somebody's gonna stare at you.
Who goes to Asian countries?
You do.
Me.
All right. So anyway, we're asking questions.
You are in China. Are you not?
It was
You see.
in the real China. It was like made in China.
Yo.
You feel me?
When you told us in Shanghai.
Let it settle in.
How are the noodles?
We had them every day.
There you go.
You see.
They have really good bread. I would tell everybody, China
Bread.
have really good
Need
sunflower
China.
bread. If you
Oúnjẹ
make it to
plastic
China-
bread. Don't sọ pé.
Wow.
No, it's okay. Let me stay here.
Wow. There's some Nigerian Chinese listeners now.
You need to take Tunde more on.
Yeah,
these
he's
trips,
been to Thai. Like I won't put your business out there. All right.
Hey guys, this is Melissa at Rainbow and Bloom. I just heard your sliding into your DMs episode and I absolutely love it. It's my first episode of your podcast that I'm listening to and I'm just so happy I found you guys. I love your humor and how you guys bounce off each other. I really like your podcast so far and I loved this episode. All right.
So anyway, how do you like after a while you're like, okay, I know this is about to happen. I know I'm going to this room and I'm gonna get, faces turned. Like how do you psych yourself into that moment where it's like go and get the work done, show my work and then, let everything take care of itself?
Kobe, man.
Okay.
I learned everything about hard work from Kobe.
Gotcha.
Like it wasn't even about what Kobe did on the court.
So you have no friends basically. You're going for Kobe.
You know,
What a shirt.
Kobe. Kobe.
big
Who comes out and say I'm Kobe's friend? Have you ever carry on? Sorry.
Kobe. I was more obsessed with what Kobe did off the court, like his process, and which stimulated on what he did on the court.
Okay.
So people used to be like, "Oh man, fourth quarter," but I'll see videos of this guy practicing like 10,000 shots, and of course it's gonna go in because you've practiced 10,000 times. And for me, when I think you should get the beat ready for this.
When she met Kobe, I've seen the picture.
When I hung out with Mr. Bryant, and I realized I had to do this.
I call him Dean.
I thought he was short, and then I looked up.
I
and
call
saw
him
was
Dean.
there.
He was so tall
He
too.
was very tall.
And
You call him Ewa or Beans? Which one?
nah, man,
Okay, just regular Kobe. I'm sorry.
No, Kobe,
big
beef,
brother.
Aaron,
No, big brother.
Big bro. Is that you, big bro? Sorry, carry on.
Aaron, welcome.
And I asked him, I was like, man, when you knew that basketball was gonna be it, and you have people telling you, no, you can't do it, what you do? He said, man, heirs they don't have bones, but they're dull enough to, they're sharp enough to, or they're, I don't know, something about they're sharp enough to something about they're strong enough to dull a sharp tongue. Yeah, heirs don't have bones, but they're strong enough to dull a sharp tongue.
That's dope.
So pretty much saying, and then people tweeted him back like, bro, heirs have, he's like, dude, don't miss the forest for the trees. All I'm saying is it can go in one ear and come out of the other. And literally he said he knew that was what he was going to do. And he knew that every day he did it, he was going to be like the best at it, like the fucking best at it. And to me, when I started photography, I didn't even know how to focus. Like my photos used to be shit. Like people who didn't even know about cameras or anything, their photos would be so much better than that. But for me, it's like once you pick something up, I tell people I get up in the morning and I want to go back home on my bed knowing that I fulfilled something today. And that was what drove me. Like, if you're going to pick up this camera, if you're going to live medicine for this, shit, you better beast this shit. Like, you know, and to me, having that and just seeing how he's approached his game and being the best at it, and you know, and then you don't even have to worry about anything else because you're so sold on the craft. And for me, it's like I really want to be a master of my craft. Not even I want to be; it's what I live for. It's
you want to be mastercraft.
Mastercraft, yeah, man, mastercraft, man. You know, you get a car, everybody gets a car.
That's how you do my guy mastercraft. Cool.
Yeah, but you know, Oprah too has like a master. Yeah, so
no, I got you.
Yeah, okay.
Let my guy stand on its own, but you know, don't worry.
But and to me, that's what happens. Like I remember starting this job, and I had this. You know, when you're into a system and you've become part of that system, you start to live by the rules. Like,
rich people.
That's how I feel about Bao, because you know he voted for Trump.
Is the system?
Not
When you
rich
say
people,
system, you mean
like
rich
okay, so
people
like
that
working.
you're a part of? No,
He voted for Trump, so I know he understands.
Wow.
You know, just you start to follow like the rules, like you know, and that's one of the things you must never allow to affect you as a photographer. Like, no, God doesn't like this, or God doesn't like that, or God does this. When I first started the job I just left, or I just finished, I was so bold. Like, I just walk into any room and take pictures and don't even give a damn. Don't care how I dressed. I wear the hat, you know, and you know, Nigeria, you must be prim, you must be proper. You just can't lie down on the floor as a girl, you know, you have to wear skirts and just all these rules. Like, yeah, you know,
gender norms.
You know, and for me, just walking in, being bold. And then one day I go and ask my colleague, maybe like a year later, I'm like, when I first got here, I'm sure you guys used to think really bad about me. Like, what did you guys think about me? And the typical Nigerian term is aye. Like, she will come to understand. Like, don't worry, I read. Like, she will cool down after, but like, they will put her in her place.
They didn't know you.
They didn't. I mean, they put me in my place for like a couple of, you know, months, but you know, it was also a very. And in that tough road to get out of that place that they tried to put you in that box,
where they think you're forward and
man, look, like
condescending,
you know, and they will come and shake you up. And at some point, I remember I'll be like where we are, and most of the time, the true craft or the true art of our work is intimacy, right? Being how close and being able to tell your story and people feeling like they're there. And I'll be right here in front of the governor. And I won't be able to go close. Like scary shit, just afraid, you know? And that was not me because I didn't produce my best work. Even in fact, I hate looking back at those pictures because I cringe. Because from the campaign time and seeing those type of photos I got to that period of time where, you know, they tried to box me in, it was difficult. And I remember it's like, man, I need a workshop. I need to go. It's just like Kobe going to Akeem to learn footwork. I needed to go somewhere and I went for this conference, Fearless, and they saw that I was scared. And I'm scared of like dogs and all that. And so they put me in a cage, right, to shoot like animals, a little girl and loving her animals. And I'm like, you know, holding back, afraid again. And this guy literally pushes me, right? And my face like lands in the shit of a pig, right? And I'm like, well, since I'm already here, I might as well shoot. I would not lie. I kid you not. That push changed my whole fucking life. Gave me so much confidence because you go. Because now, man, I remember like the last day of office, right? May 28, my second last day. And he's writing, and I'm just like the camera. I have to stand. Sorry. The camera, I'm like right over his head. Like if that camera drops, it lands on his head. And I'm thinking, man, Tolani, you know, you've come a long way to be able to do this. And all these security guys are just looking at me like, that thing better not drop. And the ability to just go in front of a president or go in front of anybody and not care that they're who they are and tell that story, that is truly where the power of a photographer lies. Because and I keep going. I read a lot. Like I read a lot about this. I study a lot. Like when we were walking up here, I was telling you. Like, I remember Michelle and Barack at this spot.
You're right.
And one of the photographers that documents Trump, he works for New York Times, and Trump looks at his photos every day. and they asked him like, man, how do you feel like knowing that Trump, like, does that change how you shoot? He's like, well, if I cared about what anyone thought about my photos, Trump wouldn't even be looking at my photos in the first place, because he knows I showcase him in a way that he truly sees himself, not necessarily in a way that, that's pretty or that is nice or that says, oh, Mr. President, it's the truth, and to me, that's how that drives me a lot, because if you come now and you start asking questions, my photos should be able to answer those questions.
Right.
Or if I tell you a story, if you go and verify it, that shit better be true. Not that I'm posing or make you, because then I've lost all the credibility I have as, as a storyteller. So, and that's very, very important.
No. Drop that. No, that was beautiful. I think it's
from big shits
white
to real shits.
Wow, to taking pictures of the shirts. But we no, I think it's up because you like you said, you're in a line that a lot of women haven't succeeded, and I'm sure there are a lot of people that have carried a camera. A lot of women have carried a camera and had passion in it, and you're breaking boundaries. So it's always great to talk to people doing something new, because I feel we do have a lot of listeners that are finding their path and finding their way, and it's always good to hear from somebody living it and dealing with the BS that comes with it, because a lot of people want to break new ground, but they don't want to deal with what comes with it. Unfortunately, it's not a perfect world. It would be great where you can say, I want to do something new, and everyone's like, go for it. Yeah, go do it. Yeah, you'll do great there. It's more like, why are you doing this? Go do this. Do what the last person did. So it's always good to hear it. I don't know if you wanted to ask more Nigeria question. I wanted to ask you, because you read a lot and you keep up with the news, I wanted to ask you about what's going on in the continent.
In the continent, the African continent.
Yes. Well, yeah. Especially because it's news now. Everybody has the blue IVs going on, and people are well tuned into. I feel like we spoke about this online a little bit. Yeah. So,
and what's going on in Cameroon too.
Right. So, how do you keep up with Sudan and the news in Sudan, and how are Nigerians taking that as well? Because I feel like people say Nigeria is the giant of Africa, and I feel like we're living more of what we've done. Because back in the days, obviously, when things were going on in the continent, Nigeria would send funds, send armies, all that stuff, and be that big brother. But we're no longer that. It is what it is. We're no longer that. How are people taking the news? Like politicians, governors, like how are people in that circle taking the news? And is it more of can something like that happen back home? Or is it just, it's wild and keep it moving?
That last part.
Yeah.
Nigeria is a place where it's until it happens to you, that's when shit gets real.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
And we have a lot of our own problems. Like, someone is just thinking about how they're going to get not even, eat and not be able to get into that traffic on their way home. Or how they're going to be able to provide more with, like good fish at home,
These are big problems.
Or how
correct Momo is
or how you can buy cereal for your kids at the end of the week.
Shout out to those people that can smell Momo from
It's a skill. It's a skill.
And so I think and that's one of the beautiful things I learned growing up in the States is about empathy and emotional intelligence. One of the things
that's interesting, by the way, that you feel like you would have to be outside Nigeria to have a good. Not saying
that's true.
Yeah, I feel like
it's true. We talked about this on the show before.
Yeah, like having been with people in power and seeing how, man, we don't take mental health seriously in Nigeria. We don't take empathy seriously in Nigeria. We don't take emotional intelligence seriously in Nigeria. We talk to people anyhow. We try to put them in a box. We try to tell them this is who they should be. Even our parents are very, very guilty of it. And it's not that they're doing anything wrong. It's just that's how they know how to love.
Right.
But there's just a wrong sense of that. And so for you, and then Nigeria, we have this way of blocking out things. But it doesn't necessarily mean that thing has disappeared. You're going to come back to it. And it starts to affect everything. Like, Nigeria is the only place where I know, okay, this is the mood of the person in charge today, and dictates how everything is going to be in the business for the rest of the day.
Yes.
Whereas in America, even if your boss, and that's why they always stress that you take the day off. Even if you've lost somebody, they say, okay, no, you're not coming to work today. But if he had a fight with his wife at home this morning, that ends when he leaves that house. He doesn't bring that into work. And even if he does, there will be somebody there to check him and be like, yo, what's happening? And
leave that shit at home.
Leave that shit at home. And so for me, it's, you know, while I'm aware and while, you know, I'm pushing in my own way of, you know, social media solidarity and doing, you know, donations and things of that nature, I think we're still in a country where we have too much of our own stuff going on. And
understandable.
And even like look at what's even happening like that. What happened in Borno? When did Nigerians start to pay attention? It was when Michelle Obama started saying, bring back our girls. When people abroad were fighting for people in the same country as you are, and then people are like, oh, I need to take this more seriously. Mm-hmm. I've seen people see protesters and be like,
get in my way.
You know, and sometimes it is until we are now victims. That's when it's like, man, I should really take this seriously. So I think with as much as and most of the time too, like I said, reading a lot, imagery is so powerful. In the day and age of having very short attention spans, imagery is the best form of communication right now. If you want to get through to anyone, it's a still, it's a skit, it's a photo, it's a video, it's a GIF, you know, and that's what sticks in this day and age. And I believe that that's most of the time how I see the world. Especially with the photos from Sudan, like very, very powerful, very striking. And that was one of the things that also allowed me to start questioning my own moral judgment. Like even working with the big and mighty, even working with those who make decisions, that when I have kids, I want them to be proud of me. I don't want them to ask me like, Mom, so you saw them making those rules and you couldn't stand up for us? Like you couldn't. So for me too, that's another thing, is the best way you can to try and make change, no matter where you are. Nothing, even as a photographer, nothing is too big, nothing is too small. And just having that opportunity, that you think you're just carrying a camera, but that you have an ability to, even if you go and take a poor man on the street and he's starving, nothing stops you from getting him warm blankets and making sure he gets a clean shave or taking him to the barbershop. Just be socially conscious. Don't just because, I like the photo and it's a dope photo and you go on social media and it's all going viral. No, man, that where's your conscience, you know? And to me, I think that's where we need to start taking that craft to, especially in Africa. Not only, even as branding experts, we see kids and that kid is funny and he's making grammatical errors, and then you use him for your skit, and then maybe you give him like 10,000 naira, and then you leave it like that.
Instead of giving him a platform to elevate himself.
God bless you. Or, you know, just sending him to school, just a scholarship. You know, these things they don't cost you anything. They cost you the amount of a recharge card or how much you spend on data in a month. And so to me, you know, with those things, I think that's where we need to start progressing, and really starts with us, like individually. Like I had like a very terrible health scare like about maybe 7 years ago, and I thought that would be the hardest thing I had to go through in my life until I got this job, and I had to learn from growing up in America and seeing things one way. I had to be able to not lose those values, but also learn new values and find out where they meet, you know. And for me, I had to start, like my brother tells me all the time, he's like, man, you have anxiety. Like just being able to like change these perceptions and fight through these doors, like break down these doors where people tell you. I remember I was like, man, you don't touch the, a guy gave me one hot abara. It's like, you don't go and talk to the governor unless you ask me for permission. Like, who are you? You can't walk in and tell me this. Or how they used to make me feel like they would go on a foreign trip and I'd be like, man, you guys need a photographer. You need somebody to tell this story. And they'd be like, photographer, photo and travel. And then maybe you get like the worst seat in economy, and then you feel like, then they make you feel like they're doing you this big favor, like you've never traveled abroad. And then at one point I had to remember, like, Tolani, you lived here, man. You worked in freaking Apple. Like, you used to travel like it was anything. Like, wedding photography took you there was nowhere I hadn't been. At that point, I had to start asking myself, like, why is this such a big deal? And that's another thing we have to know, especially, and then women, we have to work twice as hard to get half the credit of what a man gets. And you would get to a trip and they'll tell you, man, you're so lucky to be here, man. Our God does not take photographers to travel. And we sell ourselves short because we want something. I've caught myself in that a lot. Like, I want something so bad because I just want to work. I just want to work. So I don't care. Like, I just want to go in.
The most passionate creators go through it.
And then you hold yourself back because they're not like, she never would have had a job because of us. She wouldn't travel because of us. And then now you've left office, right? How are we remembering Obama today? Pete's pictures. Who is countering everything Trump is doing? Pictures. Because how many things can Obama come out and say to defend? Because people don't realize this. These things are the only things that make you relevant at the end of the day. Like, what we're doing now, our kids are going to be able to go back and listen to it because we're also making not only mental, but physical documentation and archiving of these things so that it's not just, Wahala is not just for today, right? It's for tomorrow. It's for, listening to you guys' podcast, and we make jokes about, but I've gotten like when you had I don't remember her name, but she DJs for the Mavericks.
Poison Ivy.
Yeah, Poison Ivy. and she was talking about her sets and how she goes in her process, and I got inspiration from that because you're like, okay, I see this. This is a different way to do things, and that's the platform that you guys are putting out there. Right. But you think, it's just for the likes. Nah, man. My kids can listen to this stuff and they can learn about what held us back. And that's what you guys are doing. And to me, that's changing the game. That's contributing to the develevopment of society.
We appreciate you. Appreciate you for listening. I'm saying
you're the richest person to compliment us.
It's true. It's true. Hopefully this will lead to sponsorships.
Things have changed instantly. I'm ready to stop this episode and let people know how much you're worth. We do not accept that. Let me see the minute and second so I could go back and record.
We do not accept Indomie as payment.
Not anymore. We used to. Times have changed. Levels don't change.
When we started this, we were very much accepting Nando's and Mr. Big's vouchers. Johnny Rockets. Charles. Take us to better restaurants.
Yes.
I want condiments.
We will no longer accept vouchers for Bar Beach.
I'll take that one though.
You can have that.
I'll take that one. One more rich person and then we end Bar Beach.
Legushi Rentals.
There you go.
Eco Hotel. Eco Atlantic. That's the goal, man.
We're done.
Sir.
Nah, but we do appreciate that for real because the whole idea of the platform was always to tell the story from a subculture that hasn't gotten the attention it needed. And with you saying you were down to come in, we were quite excited when I spoke to that. We were quite excited. It's like, we want that story told and we want to tell from somebody in Nigeria or visiting through the cities and state in Nigeria. Like, I didn't even know you grew up here and then went back there.
I had no idea.
Yeah, so it was like, I want to just hear it and I want to hear it because being here, I talk because I grew up in Nigeria and I get to talk to certain people and they fetishize Nigeria a little bit where it's just like, okay, that's the vacation spot. That's the spot that makes me different from the next black person. But they don't know anything about the culture. They don't know anything about the country or they know just about Lagos and they know the city their parents are from. But we don't get to travel through these places because in America it's like there are 50 states and they're just like it seems there's a different energy in each state and most people tend to
and they have identities. Each state has identity. If you go to Atlanta, it's country.
New York and New Jersey even. You know what I mean? Like people in New Jersey and people in New York, it's a different thing.
What's New Jersey?
Okay, there we go.
That's fine. Everything's fine.
And even
shouts to all the pollution
in the West Coast, like Cali just stands out compared to everything around it.
True.
And then if you take it down to the city level.
Unless
LA,
you go to Seattle.
no, no.
You know there's an Oba in Seattle.
No, but
More about Seattle.
Shout out to Grey's Anatomy.
I don't want to.
More Nike.
Anyway, even LA and San Fran are two different energy.
Very much so.
Yeah.
The Bay is completely different from
Completely. You know what I mean? So it feels like there's just so much that.
Even in New York.
Yeah.
You're from Harlem. It's not the same as Brooklyn.
No, even downtown Manhattan and Harlem, and they're the same Manhattan.
You're just going to forget the Bronx.
Oh no, we're different. We're special. Keep your opinions to yourself. Thank you. So no, but it's just like we haven't had a chance to explore that. You know, like I know about Delta because I have family there, and I know I've been there. So I know how that works.
Has swag, man.
Talk about it, sis. Talk about it. Tell us about it.
Man, photographing him.
Give her her time, please. Give her her time.
He came in with this Rolls Royce.
Whoa.
So that's where all the money is
going. Man, and then there's something like then when he's about to sit, like they will put like this cloth, like it's like these Versace Fendi type fabric, and they'll lay it down, and then.
We didn't choose this swag life.
And then they cover before he sits, and then these others like just come
boom.
and then and then they bow, and then these guys that come, they're not like, these guys have money. Like, have you heard the term where they carry last? Like
he has
shoes, everything, it come
well done,
and the beads and then.
See them beautiful
warriors, like so
beautiful
he can
beats,
speak
right?
Yoruba, he can speak Hausa, he can speak Igbo. I'm sorry.
Those are the type of rulers that we respect.
This is why I like Delta because of the amount of tribes in and that's why it always leads in Pidgin because there's just so many damn languages that. The Pidgin always grows because there's just so many people interacting with each other.
Shout out to the Ulu of Ori.
Ulu of Ori is no joke. And they're obviously with a town of oil, there are a lot of people that are rich around them, but they respect the Olu so much because I can't say some names of who I'm related to, but they are involved in that and they do not play with them because we have the Nshekiri convention and these people come out to the States and we do it once a year during Labor Day weekend. They preserve the culture the right way.
And that's one thing you also love about culture in Nigeria. Like you see the Oni of Ife, you see the Alafi of Oyo, the Emir of Kano, these royal like the and that's why they say the quickest way to get out is if you fuck with sovereignty, like you fuck with royal, like because there's just a culture that also comes with that, but that is really, really beautiful. Like Nigerians are the most creative, energetic, dynamic, hardworking. I say if you want to learn hustle, just go to the streets of Lagos. Like,
for sure.
I mean, I needed like a gift package or something the other day, and I called this lady up. Like my friend introduced me to her, and she's like, and I told her, like, man, I need like a lot of boxes, and she produced that thing overnight, and the standard did not etch. Like every standard, like the quality that I saw was what I got, and I'm like, there's nowhere. Yeah, in Lagos, and I was like, there's nowhere else in the world where you can. Let's say, oh man, you gotta order 3 days before, or you can call it like a Nigerian tonight and say, please, I need a cake tomorrow morning. Or even I remember during the campaign, like we hadn't had decor, and it was a presidential campaign, and they called this lady up. And man, her decor was amazing. That's the thing.
She was ready.
Not even like they just called her up at 5 a.m. in the morning, and she had that place transformed by 8 a.m. And it was like one of the best like effing decor and that is Nigeria. That is what you call Nigerian blood. Like we have that running through
that grind and
but what we need is that encouragement, that belief. I tell people, I did this for the last 5 years. It wasn't even about money. I didn't really make money. It was more about the ability to tell our story. And I tell you, Nigerians appreciate hard work. Like you and I are in between one person who's gonna see this podcast and be like, you know what? I'm dropping 100K on you.
No, that person is you. we have
amen to that. I know when I do that, I made it.
Capital H.
Amen. Help me say Amen.
We accept.
And shout out to Amin.
We accept dollar,
everything
naira.
I add.
Yes, sir.
We accept dollar, naira, Bitcoin.
The whole
everything.
thing.
Euros,
if you can count it.
Euros, change.
Pound sterling.
No. Yeah. Oh, you're letting the rich people know as they're listening.
You see my voice crack? crack when I said pound sterling.
It's heavy. It's heavy.
We did.
No, but what you're saying, I feel like that's one thing we're not at yet, where it's like you can tell somebody this was made in Nigeria and they're excited. You know, if you tell someone this is made in Nigeria, you tell a Nigerian this was made in Nigeria, they're like,
where did you find the fish?
Right, like, there might be something off with it. Yeah. So I feel like we haven't gotten there because I know, and if you're in Nigeria and you tell someone this is imported, they get excited. Exactly. You know what I mean? Who is it, Trevor Noah, that was speaking about people ordering pizza?
Yeah, on David Oyelowo. Yeah.
It still doesn't make sense to me because Italy makes pizza. When they go to London.
Yeah.
Right,
you wouldn't even know.
And I will tell you this as someone who's been in England and London, I have yet to have good food in London.
That's because you don't live.
British people can't cook.
When you don't go outside acting, why would
British people can't cook? What's British food other than a breakfast?
They like
fish and chips.
Oh no, it's Scotch egg.
I don't get why people think England and think food. They cannot. Cool.
You know what? All the foods that you attribute to Nigeria, most of it came from where?
What food do I attribute to Nigeria?
The food outside of traditional food.
I don't eat it.
And what sardines and
I don't eat eat food from a can. God forbid bad. I grew up in Badagry, bro. Fresh fish. We don't eat. Come on, talk to the man. Talk to me. Come on,
bread, hot, fresh, 5 o'clock.
I live 5 minutes from. I live 5 minutes from the bakery.
The bakery, and that smell.
Yeah, come
and you'll be chasing it.
Come on,
with that blue band butter.
Come on, I used to come through. They would give me bread. They would give me bread. I'm like, go to your mother. I'm like,
I'm going to eat too, sorry. I'll greet after I'm done.
And that's not sliced bread though.
We don't
come on.
Fire amala with bakery.
Fire
amala, man.
You know,
like fresh cassava type amala.
That's why I'm like, when people go to Lagos and they're taking picture with all the, I'm like, fam, you're not eating Lagos food. Bro, wash. You don't even look like you wash hand. You're eating fork.
Or goat meat pepper soup. Yeah, I say you haven't lived.
Come on. Yeah, so it has to be small hair. It has to be small hair in the goats.
Small hair.
They didn't burn everything well. You know, small feather and chicken didn't kill anybody.
Salamit.
This is why I be Muslim some days. Wallahi.
This is why we
Salamit.
Wallahi.
This is why we celebrate Ramadan.
Come on, bro.
Ramadan Mubarak.
I don't post no pictures of food during Ramadan. I need everyone to think I'm Muslim. When I be at the deli, bro, they think I'm Muslim.
God forgive you, man.
No, it's one God though.
My own Instagram call. I didn't post anything. Mubarak. I said I'm not Muslim. Don't worry.
With food, I'm every religion, bro.
With
food, I'm every religion. I'm telling you. I eat jollof rice in church. And then I enter myself. I'll try goat's meat.
4,400 by well done.
What is good when there's ram?
There's a reason I have fast metabolism. It's not to come and suffer.
It's not because I run away from SARS.
Listen, I tell people this all the time. I'm willing to be vegan once I've tried everything.
Then what's the point?
You know what I mean? Like, there's too many animals left.
You're a fool.
You know what I mean? You've never had some new animal and you're like, oh shit.
New animal.
This one I've been missing.
I don't try new animal.
Somebody's
What's the meme for when Americans discovered grass-fed meat? Like
Beyond Meat?
No, when they discovered grass-fed.
Isn't it sad that that's like
shit,
a thing? Like,
I grew up on this.
We're giving cows what they actually eat. You should pay more for this.
The first time I was old enough to know that my grandparents would go somewhere, watch the livestock be killed, bring the meat home, freeze it, and prepare it. The first time I saw them kill a goat behind the house, and they opened the tin, and you just see grass coming out the inside. I said, "Wow,
I'm telling you,
this is not shop.
As a Christian child, I turned Muslim when I saw the ram killed, and then they gave us our portion because you bless your neighbors.
Exactly.
I was like, let's try this thing now. Let's try this religion.
Like once you go black, you never
that's
go
why,
back.
when you come to America and there's this Christian Muslim thing, I'm like, bro, I have Muslim cousins and family members.
Same.
I can't be out here hating on my own family. And bro, if you've eaten Ramadan, like food
very sweet.
Bro,
It's very sweet.
I break fast with Muslim people. They be like, "Oh, you're fasting?
Yes.
Bring the food." We'll touch on that later. I can't lie like that. But, God forgive me.
There's nothing like home, man. No place like home, man.
And then Christmas when you begin money, come on.
Sharing, spraying, everything. I mean, but that's
I can't. And this is what I feel like people go home and don't touch. Like they just go home. Like why would I go to Lagos to link with somebody I know in New York? Y'all got to stay away from me when I'm in Lagos. Don't call me. And this is not a reunion tour.
And this is why I keep saying that. Look at how we just reminisced on all this. But imagine being able to live that, like someone else seeing that. That's owning our own
as
narrative,
it should be.
telling that story. And
for sure.
And honestly, like this next chapter of mine, it's about the global push and showing that narrative. Like
it's
driving that. Like this is
needed.
This is the first time in like 5 years I have at least control of my time. Like in terms of being able to. There's so many things I would see then. Like going to Kano was such a thrill for me because we would go to Kano, probably spend 1 day, spend 2 days, and you can't really do, or you try, there's still time to do it, or I'll have to wake up very early in the morning to go and shoot, and then come back to work, and then, but being able to go, and no one is controlling your time, you are just telling, I was like in dream world, and that was in Nigeria, not even in America, or in Cancun, or Santorini. That was in the heart of home, and driving that story, like hitting that narrative and pushing it out there where we also support each other, where it's like, man, you guys, if you check this Fire the Bar pictures, because you go to Coachella and they're like, man, Coachella was lit. When are we going to say too that the bar was lit?
I feel you. I think part of the reason why that isn't happening is infrastructure. Again, to get to Coachella, a baby could book plane tickets to Palm Springs and go to Coachella, use Airbnb, find an apartment, boom, boom, do that. It costs an arm and a leg, but they can do it, right? For me to plan a trip to see the Emir of Kano, not everybody can be you.
No, well,
just even like we're talking about security, we're talking about the
infrastructure, transportation.
Funny, and then let me not bust your head. So my parents all through the while were calling me about Kano, like, oh, we hear it's not safe in it. Man, so peaceful. Everyone in their Salah clothes. Not
is
like
it being advertised
violence.
as such?
That's what I'm saying. That
like
even the infrastructure, like
propaganda.
And then even like the ticket. How much is the ticket? $30,000, and even on, especially on the airline. No, naira.
Yeah, because
but let me tell you something. A lot of people spend that $30,000 in a week on data.
Oh, sure.
So what I'm saying,
the people under people's pictures telling them they ain't shit. Like, we'll touch that later. But carry on.
Yeah, but for me, it's like that ability to push that narrative is really, really a strong goal of mine, and that see,
$85.
Told you. Yeah. So
that's like going from.
I could take somebody's. I'll take somebody's
North
daughter.
Carolina.
You could take somebody's daughter there. Baby, let's go.
from London to France.
There is no way you're gonna go to Coachella and you wouldn't spend that much on gas.
That is 2 drinks at Coachella. That is literally 2 beverages.
See, that's my point.
Can I get 2 whiskeys and ginger ales?
$100.
And that's
$100 for a small cup like that.
Exactly, and you're not even gonna feel any
watered down ice with ice.
Exactly, So I think as much as we go and we ban on, we're one little by little, second by second, we'll continue to push that narrative and push our own story on the global platform where it's just like, yeah, man, we also deserve that seat. At the table.
It's 2 things. I feel like people don't know how welcoming these people are. And I always tell them, like, yo, you go back home and you come with the right energy, people welcome you in. And I also feel the second thing is like, people think Westerners want a Western experience in Africa and they don't. Like, why would you tell me come to Nigeria to experience something like America? No. I would want, if I go somewhere, when I was in China, I'm in China enjoying the fact that it's nothing like what I have. So I don't know why people try to create Nigerians it's just like New York.
Right.
It's just like, no, let it be.
That,
and you get there and it be that energy. Now, I'm not saying use that to settle in and not improve things, but we have to celebrate what makes it different.
And you know what's so crazy? that what you just touched on, like that culture, really changed my work because Pete Souza is like my idol. I look up to him. I love his work. And I followed his work I know at least every photo he shared that he's shared, I know. And the ones he hasn't even shared, like I know the story behind them. And I remember when I first started this job, I was always trying to, tell the story like Pete Souza. And then one of my friends like just said, T, we're not in America. We're not in the White House. Like the schedule, first of all, we're not detailed. Our protocol, everything is not the same. So why don't you tell the story the way it is in like that? This is actually, and I kid you not, that was when my work really started to resonate with people because I was truthful. Not necessarily like I was covering anything up, but I was just waiting for the stories that I felt will resonate with people as opposed to telling things as it happened. And when it came full circle was when a colleague of mine, they were having a party at the government house and he came to document it or an event. And he was like, oh, I'm looking for that guy that you said folds the handkerchief for the governor. Like, that's the only person I've not seen. But in your series, I've seen everybody else. Wow. But I'm just waiting to see him. And I'm like, oh, he's always in uniform. But today he's not in uniform. I put him. And I kid you not, this guy was actually folding the handkerchief. So imagine me lying on Instagram just to make things look good. Because in America, you won't see someone folding handkerchief, or you won't see. But that is pertinent to the culture. It's not a bad thing. Exactly, that's the culture. That's our culture. Is Obama is in places where it's cool and stuff. Even if he sweats, it's part of. But in Nigeria, it's a different ballgame. It's a different culture, and now we have. I went to conferences of people I looked up to, like these guys' work. I slept on. When you're like studying and you sleep on your. And they're telling you that they love your work. They love and then we are so like, afraid or we're not even proud of it. Like we're not proud of our culture. And then they come and now have relationships with these guys. I remember exchanging books with Pete Souza. It's just like, it's just like, I don't know, like Jordan passing the torch to Kobe kind of thing. Like,
it's LeBron.
For the first time,
What?
God bless you. God bless you.
Pull up, nigga.
Get out of here.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
Yeah.
So who did Jordan? Why didn't Jordan pass it to his son? Are they good at basketball?
Who? Huh?
Oh, okay.
Oh, Jordan.
Jesus.
They work in Jordan. Like, don't lose a Jordan endorsement now.
No. I don't have one to lose. I've seen those boys in person. I'm telling you.
Jesus is Lord.
There's nothing. Yeah. More power to Jordan. More power to Kobe. But let's go, bro.
But no, really, it was really amazing because they were able to appreciate, our own form of. So what we think is not right, or what we think is chaos or is not beautiful about our country and how everything is. Some people see it as, they always say chaos is beautiful, and in another part of the world they also, and then
it's a breath of fresh air, basically.
And I can't even mention this person. He came and he told me, he's like, how do you work? Like, I can't do this. I can't create the type of art I create if it's not. How do you get up in the morning and somebody says, oh, you're going to, I kid you not, I went to bed one night and thank God I just happened to like wake up really early. At 4 a.m. I see a text, oh, we're flying to Nasarawa today. I'm like, wait, what? When I went to bed, there was no Nasarawa on the menu, and then my friend is over and I'm like, yo, bro, I have to go. I'm traveling. And he's looking at me like, wait, what? And we had to go instant. And so for me, no one, and some people, in the White House, they already know what they're doing in 2 weeks. They already know. Yeah. They know the schedule. They know who's coming. They know. Sometimes I've been at home before at 1 a.m. and they come and tell you, where you come. We're having a visitor, very, very, high power delegation, blah, blah, blah. Right. And you have to literally run.
Drop what you're doing.
Even my colleague one day, we had his wife's dinner party and we're all there and they call him and he doesn't have his camera. And he's like, Tolani, can I borrow your camera? And I borrow him my camera. And 5 minutes later, they call me and I'm like, oh shit. And I have to quickly run like, hey, do you have a second camera? And I had to run too to go shoot. And that's But
that's a norm.
And some of these people we even look up to. I mean, they're amazing. They're like fucking beasts. But we have another. As Nigerians, we have another added layer to the genius that it is, because now we can churn out things in street. I mean, imagine you finish at the White House and you're going on nice roads and you're sending out pictures to your editors and you're captioning.
If only.
But no, I mean that's the reality. But in Nigeria, you have to travel and it's a long trip and you have to send out those pictures. First you have to deal with no internet, then baga bogo potholes and all that good stuff, and you still have no one care.
That was a fire beat, by the way. Baga bogo. Baga bogo. Baga bogo.
Lagwaja inspired. But and to me that you've added another layer to what your resume looks like, and they'll come to you and they'll be like, man, how'd you do that? And so when I started seeing that, but obviously, you already had that belief in you. Once you say this is the way you want to go with your art, that's how you're going. No matter the opinions, it doesn't change that. You're just going. But really, it was a really cool moment having those people come and tell you that they love what you're doing. They love the story. It's giving them a different perspective to a world that they've never seen before.
Gotcha.
And yeah, man, it's just just being here with you guys, it really feels good, because we've been able to I can't even, words don't do justice. I feel like that's a cue for I don't know whether beat or care or which.
She's out here calling the drops, man. When you're rich, you do what you want when you popping.
You can tell I listen to You can tell I listen to no Wahala.
Money is sweet, oh.
Go ahead.
Well, the emir is very sweet.
Wow, that was bad.
Thank you.
That was
Thank you very much.
I thought you were doing something better with the emir. It's very.
You thought before I thought.
Okay. Anyway, no, but it's dope that we appreciate you listening, and obviously, we try to create something which others can listen and be inspired by and create from. And we ourselves, we also, these conversations resonate with us, where we have dialogue after, like, yo, good thing we did that. We spoke about this, and it inspires how we work, because we outside of.
And the fact that you care about mental health too.
Yeah,
we're very big proponents about mental health on this podcast.
That's a big thing. He stresses me out. So.
And what we do every day stresses us out. Sometimes.
That sounds disgusting.
It stresses us. Wow. First,
what we do every day. I don't know you like that, bro.
What you do outside of the podcast.
Thank you.
Enough of a stress.
His hands is all over my face, buddy. I have no idea what's going on.
Hold back.
Did you ever see that video where that dude was making fun of Armenians, and he was saying, "You don't see me come in your house and put my hands up on your face." Making fun of Armenians.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, we all deal with stress. I think that I agree with. I could resonate with what you were saying earlier. I'm sure he can as well. When you mentioned, being raised in the States helped you kind of prepared you for that environment, because you're dealing with people in an environment that don't know how to manage their anxiety, don't know how to manage their depression, they don't know how to manage.
Even know they have that.
No, I mean they know they have it, they just don't know what.
Some people haven't put
they haven't diagnosed it.
Yeah, some people think it's village as doing them.
Yeah, no, you're right, and that's part of the anxiety too. Your anxiety is making your brain create things that aren't there. The depression that you have is causing you to lash out on people, and people think you're angry all the time for no reason.
And that's the way pastors are getting more offering too.
Oh, of course, because Jesus will make sure that village person that wants to steal your destiny.
No, because people don't talk about their issue, but they just step forward to the podium. Pastor takes advantage, because most of these pastors, right? You ask enough questions or you fill out the vibe, you can tell somebody this is your problem, and it just resonates. And everybody has a mother, aunt, wife's mother, and you just put the blame on whoever, and it runs there, and then you get more offering, you get more tithes and things as such. So it's one of those things, like you said, it's a blessing that you have this outside influence that helps you with it. And I think we need a whole lot more people that can let people know this isn't normal. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to be going through this See, you're not supposed to go through all these things as somebody living in a country that has a democratic government. Like people are supposed to care about certain things. You're not supposed to go to work and be stressed and come home and be stressed and take the energy out, or you're not supposed to look at women as less than, or make things harder for them, or not give them their credit because there's some. So there's just so much that has to happen. But it's a blessing that people are going home and normalizing certain things or speaking out against certain things, because that's how it happens. I know, like, if we compare ourselves, like Nigeria to other countries, we're way back, but I think there's still growth. It's just not in the pace in which we would like. But yeah, we're moving somewhere. But I still think we got to call it out. We just can't celebrate the fact that, okay, this side is doing this. And that's why I think people needs to travel to other places as well, because the North has this force field around them, it feels like, to outsiders, where it's just like, if I go there, what do I do? You know, who do I link with? Who do I connect with? And, you know, people tend to stick out. Because the one thing about Nigeria is, we know where someone's from in about 3 seconds. They don't even got to say something. They just got to show up.
They just
like,
got to speak.
Yo, Hausa. You know what I mean? So it's like, when you go to the North, you feel like you would stand out and not be, because I look like a Malam, so I'm good. Thankfully.
Malambao.
You know what I mean? You feel it. You feel it.
You just need that Hausa filler. Hausa cups are fire.
I have a couple at the crib.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? He's killing that one right now.
You are friends with the Amir. You are friends with Dangote.
Oh, my. Dangote.
I don't. Okay, cool. You know how I feel about billionaires. I don't. We'll have that conversation.
What's better than 1 billionaire?
2,
homie,
or they just give their money to poor people, but we'll talk about that another day. Wow, I don't like billionaires.
Just dropping subs, yo.
I don't like billionaires. I don't get the idea of someone having that much money they can't spend, and then someone else is broke. It makes no sense to me. But
by the way, billionaires have psychologists too.
They are making hella,
and they have spiritual guidance.
Hella guap.
I told my friend the other day, I'm like, man, he just got a new job. I'm like, bro, you need like a spiritual mentor. And he's like, wait, I don't do that. I said, even Obama had a spiritual mentor.
Of course.
Like, the fact that you have to tell me, I'm like, because you need somebody to talk to. Like,
get it off your chest.
It's very difficult running an office and having to think for everyone else, and you can't have somebody to tell this. I'm so
be vulnerable with, and
I
all
swear to God, I wouldn't have gotten through everything I went through without a support system.
That's the biggest thing.
You know, a support system that, because for me, I used to say something like, even how you sleep really helps how you prepare the next morning. I was just talking to my brother about that on our way here. Like, you know, you're going for a game, or you're going. I mean, you're going out there to like give your best shot. You have to come mentally
running at 100%.
Exactly. And if something is missing, that's why they always say something is off. That's why you see Durs Burke always doing like, you know, research. Oh yeah, man, Steph.
My boo.
Yeah, DB, yo. And you know, and just you have to show that there's another side, like, oh man, Steph is off tonight. Oh yeah, man, he hasn't really bad.
By the way, but
come on, don't hate on
whenever
Steph.
the game is good and important, Steph somehow is injured, his finger, his eyeglasses, his this.
Man,
they make excuses for that, man. I'm sorry.
Man, Steph.
No, he's very talented, but whenever he has a bad game, there's a reason. He can't just be like, all right, he played bad today. They'll be like, oh, his contacts. Oh, he's back early today. I've never seen him have a bad important game, and there's not like, this is why.
But I think, and that's the beauty of life, right? That's another level. He has to, you know.
Oh no, of course.
He has to work on it.
With whom much is given, much is expected.
Definitely. But you know, yeah, man, you hit it like right on the money. It's I think the
support system is
it's critical.
It's needed, and I think, but I feel like a lot of times people are going like, you also have to have the right people around you, because you have a bad support system and you're getting bad advice. So you have to have people who could step up and look over what's going on and see something. So, and that's where I think the droplets of people that have the good support system going out there and being better support systems to other people, or like you said, just the empathy that you would have to be able to make it a norm for, even if it's like 5 people around you, and they can take it to their 5, and you know it goes from there.
It's a chain reaction.
Exactly.
You know?
People have to be themselves and realize the blessing and love they've been given and spread it.
Why do you think people love Tenny so much?
Yeah. Oh no, she's a light. She's a light.
You know, because she's okay to be who she is.
Absolutely.
We have
See, my father is not Dangote either.
Talk about it.
Are you so?
I just want you guys to know how many times the word Dangote has been said today, and we're not trying to say you're a friend with a billionaire, but you know the coincidence is there. How many times do you think she said Dangote today?
You guys said
it's a calling card, Sha.
You know what I mean?
She's trying to make sure that
the billionaires are listening.
She's just letting people know that's her next client.
Ah, that's the name she couldn't say.
Help me say
She couldn't say Dan Tata, Dan Tata, see you in.
Hey, see they hire
That's why
Ali.
she spend so much time in the
Still
north.
they hire Ali.
Hello.
We know what's up. Nah, but we do want to appreciate you for coming through.
Oh man, appreciate you for having me.
Nah, it's been a pleasure. We at the end of the episode, we have a song that we would like for you to select, the song of the week. I don't know any artist you feel like you want to put us on to.
Put us on, please.
Bless us. Bless us with your taste, you know, in music.
Turns the bone.
Anybody, doesn't have to be a specific genre.
You know what's crazy?
It just can't be whack.
I can even
No
drop.
pressure.
Oh
wow, she has playlists for us.
It can be old school. It can be anything you want. See, now she's thinking of Sonny Ade. I knew it. She said
Saturday mornings. Saturday morning.
She was thinking of Sweet Banana.
No, I have
Sweet
actually
Banana.
now I know what to drop.
Oh, see,
you took me back to
the Us, the man, and his song.
While you do that, I want to give a shout out to Ayo Emotion, who's in the building.
Boom, boom, boom.
Emotion
With the cap in the corner.
Hey, style icon.
Wow, give them. Man's of many hats.
His shirt says he stands with black women, but he's sitting down. Can we talk more about this? Okay, it's okay. It's all right.
The one time Aya is not able to say anything.
It's okay.
Nah. But yeah, shout out to Ayo Emotion in the building.
You gotta open that.
Sorry.
Yeah, but the top name on the I have to give you some old school.
You know, sorry.
I don't. The local.
Grabbing the Raspberry Union. I'm sorry. Yeah. Let me be checking you over here.
I had to bring the old school back. Man.
No, Bao was probably more. Bao way.
Nope. Don't even dash me anybody's tribe. Nope. I'm sorry, ethnic group. Do not dash me anybody's ethnic group.
Now you don't say tribe. When we're talking about your own people, it's ethnic group.
No. I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to be better. Ethnic group. Somebody on Twitter was coming for somebody for saying the word tribe.
Will you keep quiet?
I'm trying to keep up with the times, B.
You know what is so beautiful to be Nigerian is fire gospel songs. Like,
Hey.
I'm Muslim, but I start my day with like fire.
It gets
gospel.
you in the spirit, right? Just in the zone.
Am I the only one? Like you would, you feel like you're on cloud nine. I shout out my parents for raising me in a liberal way. So it wasn't about just I mean, I'm Muslim, but at the same time, it's just the ability to be able to like jam up a Christian song and be like, so that.
It's not
no, but I had to throw it down for that one. I don't know. Like Akpala music. Man, when it starts, you just be vibing. But man, you will have fire Sia to Akpala, man.
All right, let's see. Put me on.
With pepper soup,
Put me on.
You're not even hearing the shaker.
But
all right, we have Sune beatboxing champ over here. Yeah, hit play. I just introduced the artist in the song.
We want to try this again. You want to. First of all, you cannot just hear call to prayer on a song like that and not introduce it.
My bad. Oh wow. Oh,
we were just all facing Mecca for 2 seconds. You didn't see us facing Mecca. It's okay. You want us to face Mecca by force.
So who's the artist you're playing?
So it's Arno Inshallah. He's like the OG. You really call OG. I don't even know where he's from, but I know of this song. I think it's Ibadan. It's Ilorin, but
I want to say Ilorin.
A lot of Ibadan people really listen to this. Like we, man.
I was looking for my phone. I didn't know who did this.
This song, Aruna Inshallah is like OG, and it's so beautiful how much there's so much wisdom in Yoruba songs.
What's that Bagbo Yoruba?
And your long thing.
Power likes to pretend he doesn't understand Yoruba. It's fine. Well, please send that into all times about.
Yeah, but so I don't know, when you talked about old school, it doesn't matter. I don't know, inshallah.
So this is the song. Can she introduce that song?
Inoron.
Light, this is my dad's favorite song ever. This is my dad's favorite song ever in life.
But I'm also choosing this song because I feel like leaving here today with starting, new path, new journey. And just the way everything is going in the world, that light is finally shining. And I'm not trying to go deep on the song, but
go deep. It's okay. Be Janet Jackson. It's all right.
On female empowerment, women photography, social justice, social conscience. No wahala. Light shining. We're going up. Next level shit. Let's go there.
Ẹjọ́ mo gbáre mi dé, ẹ̀yin sọmọdé yóò ní fàájò. Ẹjọ́ mo gbáre mi dé, ẹ̀yin sọmọdé yóò ní fàájò. Iná bá wọlé òkùnkùn ńlá ti sálọ o, iná rọ̀ta ló máa jó. Iná ti ràn ẹ fetí síbí. Ẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀mújó iná ràn ó kọ́ ọmọ tí yóò tọwọ́ béèrú iná ràn ẹ sì bí wúkẹ́ ẹ mọ́ wọ́kàn sórí ẹ mọ́ wọ́kàn sí bẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìdí kí ẹ̀mí àjò lọ. Olómi dákun dákun jọ̀wọ́ súnmọ́ mi dákun dákun bèbí mi kóró téèkì pátápátá. Iná ti ràn ẹ fetí síbí. Ẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀mújó iná ràn tí yóò tọwọ́ béèrú iná ràn ẹ sì dín wúkẹ́ ẹ mọ́ wá kan sórí ẹ mọ́ wá kan sí bẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìdí kí ẹ̀mí àjò lọ. Olómi dákun dákun jọ̀wọ́ súnmọ́ mi dákun dákun bèbí mi kóró téèkì pátápátá. Sísí wò mí lójú náà. Sísí wò mí lójú náà. Ẹ wo bó ṣe fáìn ni. Ẹ ń sọ̀rọ̀ dákun ká lọ wá mọ́lé mi ó ṣeré ojú ó kọ bí àmọ̀nàmọ́ná gbogbo ara ń kọ bí àjùlọ orin mú sísì ju kẹlẹ gbogbo bọ́ìsì wọn pàtẹ́wọ́ wá 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 wá. Obìnrin bá dára bí oníwà tó bá gba kọ́bọ̀ kan àbọ̀ mi ò lè fẹ́. Obìnrin bá dára bí oníwà tó bá gba kọ́bọ̀ kan àbọ̀ mi ò lè fẹ́. Obìnrin bá níwà tútù bó tún rẹwà mo lè fi 1000 fẹ́. Obìnrin bá níwà tútù bó tún rẹwà mo lè fi 1000 fẹ́. Jàre ẹ bá wa jó ẹ bá wa yọ̀ àwa là ń lò gbà lọ́jọ́ ayé gbogbo ìgbà má ṣe lò wá láyé kárí lè gbà. Jàre ẹ̀sùn bàtà ẹ fi jó bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí ya wèrè lè kó mo fẹ́ kẹ́ mọ́. Àwọn àṣà tí wọ́n tún gbé dé nìyẹn sóyò yóò ti lọ ìmí tuntun la tún fẹ́ gbọ́.
Joe. Now that was a dope ass song. Shout out to
Haruna Ishola
and Tolani for giving us that pick. That was dope. I have my song ready.
What's your song?
It's a redemption week because last time we played this artist song, but
and you were laughing.
The sound was all over it, so we're gonna give.
You are not showing that you are paying attention.
No, it wasn't I.
It was you.
All right,
it was you.
Now we're gonna give special love to Musma, my brother. He's also from the north, though.
See, that's why you don't respect him.
He's from the north. Nah, he's not from the north.
You see, you see, they're going to come for you. It's okay.
Nah, he is Urobo. But I think he has northern and Urobo in him. But anyway,
let's just ask Musa since he knows everybody.
Musa, what's the story? So I'm gonna play "Spend Time" by Musma. He actually has a new song coming soon, so check him out.
Check the boy out.
But this is from the last project he had, "Spend Time."
True. Oh shit. What's up? Yeah.
David Angel on the beat.
I might blow a bag on you. I might spend a check on you. Act right, baby, act right. Act right, yeah. Shawty, she just living in the moment. I'm
tryna make it lit until it's over. When we done, I act like I don't know ya. Don't know ya. Trouble, trouble, I don't want trouble. Drama, drama, I don't want drama. No drama, no drama. Only one commas, only one commas. Say she ride till the wheels fall off. Say she ride till the wheels fall off. Say she ride till the wheels fall off. What's up?
Shorty riding shotgun, plus she on one. We gon' ride till my tank's on E. And my shorty say she wanna bust one, wrap a pom pom, and she can't keep her hands off me. Shorty wanna spend some time with me. Say she wanna spend some time with me. Shorty wanna spend some time with me. Say she wanna spend some time with me. Time with me. Your friends say you're over me, but your body saying come to me. Like breakfast in bed, girl, you know I'm well fed. When I lay you on the pillow, bon appetit. Shorty wanna ride with me. She don't wanna cuff and that's fine with me. I make her tap out like 1, 2, 3. She wanna top a rapper to some R&B. No, I got the moves like Jagga. Papi, don't dada. We can make a movie, no drama. No, I gotta lay it down proper. Baby, top shatter. He be taking shots, no vodka. Girl, you know, Papi know the waste time. She got the fancy on when we FaceTime. She playing hard to get, tryna waste time. I can find another thing on my timeline. Baby, take time. Shorty riding shotgun, plus she on one. We gon' ride till my tank's on E. And my shorty say she wanna bust one, wrap a pom pom, and she can't keep her hands off me. Shorty wanna spend some time with me. Say she wanna spend some time with me. Shorty wanna spend some time with me. Say she wanna spend some time with me. Shorty riding shotgun, plus she on one. We gon' ride till my tank's on E. And my shorty say she wanna bust one, wrap a pom pom, and she can't keep her hands off me. Shorty wanna spend some time with me. Say she wanna spend some time with me. Shorty wanna spend some time with me. Say she wanna spend some time with me. Time with me. Spend some time. She wanna spend some time.
All right, so that was
Musma, my brother.
Musma
with the hits. Shout outs to him. Yeah, like I said, he has some dropping. But I think by the time this episode drops, it would have been out already. Since, you know, Tolani was giving us Northern vibes, I thought I'd give you guys Musma. One more time, give them. You ready for your song?
Let me see. Which songs am I going to play now?
Give them. If you don't give them, how would they take it?
Oh, you
feel me?
A good point.
The philosopher said that once. Wow.
Yep, chuku.
Biggie.
Heavy.
Take your time. It's no rush.
Shut up there.
Do you know how to use the Spotify app?
I don't know how to use the app.
You know, I feel like you need some more for the Spotify app.
I don't know how to use these apps.
It's very user friendly, isn't it?
I got to find this one.
You know, you feel me, big dogs.
Whoa, please don't call me big dog.
Big dogs. Is that you, bruv?
Don't call me big dog.
Big dogs, is that you?
Don't call me that.
Can you play a song?
How dare you to do that?
Wow, you're not playing the song, are you?
I'm looking for one.
Oh, find it. Are you in the studio?
Oh my goodness!
We have the song. Bless us with the hits.
So the record I've decided to pick this time, is by UK's very own. I'm back there again.
I am minding my business. My business is minding I.
Bao thinks that I'm British now.
Innit?
You know.
Innit? You're not from the ends no more.
Listen, my bro.
You're not from the West.
You know what?
West End tunes instead of West Coast tunes. West End tunes.
West End tune.
West End tunes.
North End tune.
Oh.
North boys.
North.
So you know what? I've decided to play a record by.
You're playing the record, yeah?
Remember, she used to go by Miss DYO. She made a song called "Sexual" with Naked a few years ago.
Oh, Naked.
I'm feeling sexual.
Okay.
Like to be sexual. It's a good song. It was a good song like that. It was a very pop something like that.
It was a jam, innit?
It was, and she has a new record featuring AG called Arena.
Yeah, when you say AG, who you speaking of?
Adekunle.
Oh, I know that, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. So I came across this by mistake.
Mistake.
I didn't know it was out. I was just looking up new music.
Oh.
And I came across a song by DYO.
Oh.
I think she pronounces it Dio.
Wow.
Her name is Dio, Sha.
How about DYO?
It's a good song.
You hear me, bruv?
It's called Arena.
Ah, Arena.
Yeah, so we're going to play it.
Wembley.
Yeah, like Wembley Stadium. You ready? Are you ready? We're going to play it small.
Turn it up, innit? Ooh.
You know be small thing we got. You know be new Bobby love. I did squeeze in my jeans. You made me want to take it off. When your fingers they run like invitation, I come. Limitations are gone. You made me go all night long. We ain't gonna talk about a baby, but don't you love it when it's raining? I'll try to say it like a lady, but when you go down, I feel like I made it. We ain't gonna talk about a baby, just know my feelings never fading. The way you do it is amazing. Birthday suit, this is an occasion. Oh, this love be arena, like nothing ever seen. There's something in between us. You know, be small, shall be arena. Oh, this love be arena, like nothing ever seen. There's something in between us. You know, be small, shall be arena. Arena, 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 arena.
Baby, let me hold you down. One time I go clear your doubts. Open up to me, don't be shy. Let me take a bow and the show is done, yeah. Oh my darling, oh me darling. This kind of I want some more. Stay with me, all I die.
Oh, this love be arena, like nothing ever seen. There's something in between us. You know, be small, shall be arena. Oh, this love be arena, like nothing ever seen. There's something in between us. You know, be small, shall be arena. Arena, 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 arena. We ain't gonna talk about a baby, but don't you love it when it's raining? I'll try to say it like a lady, but when you go down, I feel like I made it. We ain't gonna talk about a baby, just know my feelings never fading. The way you do it is amazing. Birthday suit, this is an occasion. Oh, this love be arena, like nothing ever seen. There's something in between us. You know, be small, shall be arena. Oh, this love be arena, like nothing ever seen. There's something in between us. You know, be small, shall be arena. Arena, 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 arena. What?
All right, that was and it had a northern vibe to it.
It did.
Right?
See,
I feel like this was like
we had to
up north episode.
You know, if I had a runner-up choice, I would have picked the Fire Boy.
But no,
What
I
if
feel
I
like
say-
this is a Emir-friendly episode. I think Tolani, speaking on the Emir a couple of times, we kept it
Shouts to
north.
Emir. Emir, if you ever want to
okay.
just sponsor
Emir
us small,
Just your throwaway money.
if
Just
you want us to change our last names to,
whatever. Don't say no name.
I'm not.
And piss him off.
that's okay.
So whatever it is you are into,
That's
it's
it.
Kano. We'll change that into Kano.
That's it.
Power Kano. Power Kano rolls off your tongue.
Bao Kanu.
Power Kano. Power Kano. Yeah, I like that.
I see that.
Yeah, Tunde Kano. It's a thing.
I see that.
Yeah, he okay.
See, I like it, but I don't want to be TK. There's only one TK.
Oh yeah, no. Oh,
There can only be one TK.
Yeah, you're right. Kano, so maybe you got to flip it.
KT.
Yeah, KT.
Am I a girl?
KT, is that you, honey?
You are a goat.
KT.
A goat.
Anyway,
call me honey again. See what happens to you.
Honey.
I'll punch you like that.
All right, that's our episode.
Thank y'all again for joining us for episode 42. Just kidding. Thank y'all again for joining us for episode 41 of Wahala, the podcast.
Peace.